Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Jack who was fascinated by the ancient Egyptians and their powerful pharaohs. He spent hours reading books and watching documentaries about the pyramids, the pharaohs, and their way of life. One day, while Jack was exploring the woods behind his house, he stumbled upon a mysterious old clock. As he picked it up, he noticed that it had a small inscription on the back that read, "Use me wisely, for I hold the power of time travel." Curious, Jack wound the clock and set the hands to the time of the pharaohs. As he turned the key, the clock began to chime and the world around him began to spin. Suddenly, he found himself standing in the middle of the desert, surrounded by towering pyramids. Jack couldn't believe his eyes. He was really in ancient Egypt. He looked around and saw that he was in the city of Giza, home to the Great Pyramids and the Sphinx. He knew that he had to explore this ancient civilization, but he didn't want to get into any trouble. So, he decided to disguise himself as an Egyptian boy, and set off to explore the city. As he walked through the streets, he saw people going about their daily business, merchants selling their wares, and children playing games. He also saw the pharaoh's palace, with its grand columns and golden statues. He was in awe at the sight of it. He also saw the pyramids, these massive structures that have stood for thousands of years, and the Sphinx, the guardian of the pyramids. As he walked, he noticed that there were many people who were very poor and suffering. He also saw the great wealth and power of the pharaohs and their officials, and he couldn't help but wonder how such a powerful civilization could have such a great divide between the rich and the poor. Jack knew that his time in ancient Egypt was limited, so he decided to visit the pharaoh and ask him about it. The pharaoh was a wise and kind ruler, and he was happy to answer Jack's questions. He explained that the pharaohs were responsible for the welfare of the people, but that the wealth and power often went to their heads and they forgot their duty to the people. Jack listened carefully to the pharaoh's words and felt grateful for the opportunity to learn from one of the greatest leaders of the past. As the clock began to chime again, Jack knew that his time in ancient Egypt was coming to an end. He said goodbye to the pharaoh and thanked him for his wisdom. As he turned the key on the clock, he felt a sense of sadness at having to leave this amazing place and time. But as he closed his eyes and the world began to spin again, he knew that he would never forget this incredible adventure. When he opened his eyes, he was back in the woods behind his house, but he was forever changed by his time-traveling experience. He knew that he would always remember the lessons he learned from the pharaoh and the people of ancient Egypt. From that day on, Jack dedicated his life to studying ancient Egypt and its history. He became an archaeologist, and spent his career uncovering the secrets of this powerful civilization. He also made sure to use his knowledge to make a positive impact on the world, just like the pharaoh had taught him. And, who knows, maybe one day, he will find the clock again, and travel back in time once more. Jack's passion for ancient Egypt led him to many incredible discoveries and accomplishments. He spent years uncovering hidden tombs and unearthing ancient artifacts, and he was able to piece together a clearer picture of the life and culture of the pharaohs and their people. He also made a point to share his findings with the world, through lectures, articles, and even a best-selling book. He wanted to make sure that people understood the true history of ancient Egypt, and not just the myths and legends that had been passed down through time. One of his biggest achievements was leading a team of archaeologists to uncover a previously undiscovered tomb belonging to a powerful queen from the 18th dynasty. Inside, they found a wealth of artifacts, including a golden throne and intricate carvings. But the most exciting discovery was a set of hieroglyphs that revealed the queen's own words, including her thoughts and feelings about her life and reign. This discovery was a major breakthrough in our understanding of women's roles in ancient Egypt, and it was covered by international media, and it was considered as one of the most important discoveries of the 21st century. As Jack grew older, he never lost his passion for ancient Egypt. He continued to lead expeditions and make new discoveries, and he always made sure to share his findings with the world. His legacy lives on through the countless people he inspired to learn more about this incredible civilization and the many artifacts and discoveries he uncovered that now reside in museums around the world. And, who knows, maybe one day, he will find the clock again, and travel back in time once more. The clock still holds the power of time travel, and it is waiting for the right person to use it wisely.